Hello, everybody. This is Us in a Car. I'm Kim.
I'm Laura.
And I'm Brookie makes 3.
And we're back!
Yay!
And every time I think about it, I pee just a little. Watch the episode if you want to catch that.
Yeah, that was an episode. She doesn't really mean it.
No,
We
not
don't
really.
think so anyway.
My car is clean.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button. You leave us a comment. We love to hear from you about this episode. This is season 5, episode 7. It's called There, all about being there. And so we're going to get started talking about this week's episode.
There were so many little things. I mean, like I have the whole list of just random comments. But one of the things right at the beginning, I thought, we're going to see a lot about how, as parents, we pressure our kids. I mean, you saw that with Jack and his dad, and then Jack and Kevin, and now Kevin feeling the pressure. So not just about the parents, how we can put pressure on our kids and not even realize it all the time, but how they feel that pressure sometimes, even whether we're meaning to or not, and how that carries with us. I mean, I know I've had conversations with my sisters where we all remember something different. So part of that's personality and how we carry it. But I think you see that. I mean, Kevin spent so much pressure on himself to live this ideal of who Jack was, and yet he did. You know, he saved the man, and he's trying to get there, and I thought he was a little bit rash when he totally said, I can't wait a couple of hours to go on the plane. Again, that's me as a woman thinking, just let the guy finish the scene with Robert De Niro, and then you can come see me. I wouldn't be upset, but again, we've had that conversation. So, but that was, I just thought, everything, even the way Kevin, as the boy, changed some of the things he did, how he ate and took the straw out so he could
Mimic his father.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So,
This is very obvious, but I picked up on the theme of fatherhood. And if you kind of think about it, with the show being called There, sometimes dads get, the short end of the stick.
And don't get to be there.
Right. And so I liked how they put different scenes from, Jack's childhood and how he had something that he really loved to do, and his, dysfunctional father ruined that, made it horrible. He gets in trouble if he doesn't play well. He's a baseball player. But I liked how they were showing different kinds of relationships between father and son. And, sorry.
you're supposed to just do it without baby.
Okay.
Well, and somebody said, several years ago, I read a survey that said that the average father looks into his daughter's eyes only like 7 seconds a day.
Oh, wow.
I mean, think about that for a second. Hopefully it's changed, but with social media and us being sitting there on our phones and watching TV, has that really changed that much or gotten worse? And that's a big statement.
That is.
I think it goes beyond fathers and daughters. I think it's just parents and children in general, looking at them. And also the way we look at them. If we're only spending 7 seconds looking at them, when they see us look at them, do they see support? Do they see love? Do they see that I'm seeing you? Or do they see disappointment or anger or, just get out of my face, I'm tired of seeing you? What are they seeing? So I think that's important too.
Okay.
When we finish, I kind of just jumped in there.
Oh, no, that's okay.
For me, the ladies seem to get a more visceral reaction to this show. To me, this show felt a little slow, and not just slow, but draggy. And it felt disjointed. And so I wasn't feeling it. I got all the stuff they were trying to do. I thought it was very quintessential This Is Us. You had the the flashbacks. You had the the stream of consciousness between all the different generations, and you saw all of the multiplicity. I thought it was cool the way they gave us a cliffhanger, thinking that it was Kevin in the car accident, but then when you see him get in the car, and it's like, that's not the right car. He's not in that car. I didn't even catch that. I just caught when he pulls over. I'm like, oh, it wasn't him.
Yeah.
No, I was like, okay, he's not in the right car. So I was thinking maybe it doesn't happen on the way there. Maybe he gets a different car and he gets into an accident. But I picked up on the fact that he was in a luxury car and the car in the ditch was not. And so I like that. I like the fact that he stopped and he helped somebody. Immediately, as soon as I saw his license, I'm like, no
He's not on the
license,
plane.
no ticket, you're not getting on the plane. So that's a thing. You can't drive all the way there. And I'm thinking maybe he'll get a charter or maybe be able to send a picture of it. I have no idea how Kevin's going to get where he needs to go.
Well, and this was the plot hole that I saw that I didn't think about until it was pointed out. Why doesn't he have a passport if he's in Canada?
Oh,
If he had a passport, he could still go on the plane.
no, that's true.
So where was his passport?
And maybe he forgot he had it, and maybe that's what she brings up.
Maybe that's how he's going to somehow get on the plane. Although there was a picture in the preview of him sitting like in a chair or like a bench thing in the airport. So I don't know. But yeah, that was kind of the thing that I was like, I didn't even pick up on that. That he's in Canada. And apparently California doesn't have the kind of license that you can have both on one identification. So that's out. So where's his passport?
What we need to share with you is that after the episode, or kind of at the end, I cried. Like, sobbed, cried. And I knew that Miss Rose, that's what I call her, was, we kind of track when we're watching it, so I didn't want to give anything away. And then Laura let me know that she cried.
Well, I put, like, cry, like, when they're at the bar and Kevin tells his dad, "You're way better than him, Dad."
Yeah.
I cry tears. I wrote, cry tears. And then when the phone rang for Madison and it's Randall and Beth, I'm like, Randall and Beth,
it.
awesome, cry.
Yeah.
She isn't
I
alone.
lost it.
And then even when Kevin was like, "It will break me if I don't get in that plane." I mean, like, there were so many moments. It was just the like the moments,
the
maybe
intentions, the tension in the moments.
Right. So like the Randall and Beth thing wasn't a sad cry. It was like a
No, it was
joyous
touching.
cry.
Yeah,
like,
that's I was
called her-
verklempt, and I was overwhelmed.
They're my
But
dream.
one of the points I wanted to make was, when Kevin is in the car with the man that's hurt, and he's like panicked about missing the birth, and he's like, "This is the most important day
Of their life. Yeah.
And then this random man says, "Not really."
Wow.
They won't even remember it.
Yeah, and I think he even said something like, every day of their life is important, and just being there is important. And I think for me, when I have the crying, it has to do with Jack. And I think that I really always think about how they lost their dad when they were becoming of age, and that just tears at my heartstrings that they missed a lot of that, and I think that's why this had a lot of energy about Jack, and he's like Pa Ingalls from Little House on the Prairie.
Always knows the right thing to
have no
say.
idea what that is.
Some of our fans will know.
Always knows the right thing to say. Exactly.
Yes.
How things, I mean, like when he was saying, "Excuse me, your coach called you stupid," I thought he's gonna throw down.
Oh,
I mean, I would be.
yeah.
I'd be like,
See, so for me, that was one of my favorite parts when he said, "Okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom." I'm like, okay, he's about to tear into this man in this bathroom. Y'all better watch out. And he said, and so he says, "Don't ever call him stupid again. And I'm going to be there, and I'm not just watching after my son, but I'm watching you." And what I basically said, I leaned into the TV and I said, "Call my son stupid one more time."
Yeah.
Like in Hancock. Call my son stupid one more time. I need you to hear it. I need you to hear and know what I'm saying here, sir. And he was calm and cool. But yes, call my son stupid one more time.
Well, and I was thinking too, I think I can't remember who said it, but they talked about parents are a million things to us all at once.
Yes.
And I thought, isn't that true? And I think
Jack said that about
Jack
his
said
father.
that, yes, because there were some good things. And I think it depends on the kid. I mean, this is where your innate, the experience versus the innate, inherent qualities, which kids focus on the negative the whole time, and which kids can pull those good things, recognizing their parents are people,
right,
and they have issues. And I can remember telling my daughter when she became a teenager to say, you got to give me a little bit of grace too, because things happen and I have things that pop up, flags, that PTSD of remembering when I was in that situation with that friend or whatever. And so show me a little grace too. And I think we forget that about our parents. And so I love that they're inside of us. They're a million little things, and it makes up how we view the world a lot of times.
Yeah, was feeling so bad for him at the end of the baseball game when he's, you know, being derailed by his father, telling, you know, he's drunk and he's can't even get the keys, and he's like, why don't we just stay? And he can't come up with a good excuse, and I'm like, because I need to talk to the coach, because maybe somebody else needs a ride, maybe we have a meeting. I'm like throwing all these different reasons they will need to stay. Don't get in the car. Yeah. And so then when he hands him the keys and says, you drive, I'm like, this is even worse, because now he's got the responsibility of his father and himself to get home. And so it's a heavy lay. And so I could understand why, you know, when he's driving and his dad is just berating him, he's like, shut up. Now, my mother would have smacked my teeth out the window.
I was worried.
And I was waiting for something bad to happen, but I understood. It's like, I'm trying to drive. I've never done this before. You got to leave me alone. And, you know, I think he was at that point ready to deal with whatever he had to deal with, but you've got to stop doing this to me because it's not right.
Right.
I want to piggyback real quick on what Miss Rose said about the episode, that, you know, she didn't connect with it, because I do want to point, this is a little bit of criticism I have for the writers. This was one of my notes. I think I had some of that same feeling about the writing, and that they do a better job writing for Randall. Like, I feel like his storylines and are richer and more cohesive, and so I want to say they better step it up, because Justin Hartley is too good of an actor
to not have good writing.
To not have good writing. Not that it was bad writing, but there was some kind of contrived things in that episode, and like you said, maybe there were some things that moved slow, and
go ahead.
No, but he's a very good actor.
Well, and I thought at the end, I thought when he, you know, told the director to shove it, I thought, oh, you're burning bridges again, Kevin. Come on, you know, I know you're pressured. But then in the end, my one thought too, on the preview where they showed that I guess Randall and Beth are still on the video with her and being there with her, I hope that Kevin sees that blessing and doesn't hold it against Randall. Like it, you know what I'm saying? Like it holds it against Randall because he stepped in and saved the day, like he always did. And Kevin was the, you know, not the loser, but you know what I'm saying? Like he always felt like he was not good enough. And then yet here's Randall, always the best, smartest, whatever. And I thought, I wonder how they're going to play that. And I really hope they play it where he sees it as a blessing, that his brother stepped in and did and helped him and was there for him and was supporting him.
Like he said, like Randall said, your family. So we're here, we're just driving, so we can talk to you as long as we need. And you know, but even then, okay, so don't hate me for this, but I wasn't believing the tears from Madison. I just wasn't. I was happy that Randall and Beth called her, but there were no actual tears, and it just seemed forced and a little bit fake.
And I just took her, she was like overwhelmed.
Yeah, I just wasn't feeling Madison. I just wasn't feeling her. I'm sorry, y'all, but I mean, I appreciate the scene. I just didn't feel her in it like I wanted to, you know, and I get it. I cannot imagine. I know this is real life for a lot of women during COVID, were having babies by themselves. They didn't have their families there, and they didn't have that support. And you know, you want your mom, you want the baby's dad's there, you want people there that love you and that, you know, you can lean on and you can depend on, because it's painful and it's scary, and you want people that you trust to be there. So, you know, and it's difficult because, like she said, she doesn't have a relationship with her own family. So maybe they'll open some of that up so that I can feel, because I don't really feel Madison anyway, just in general. But maybe they need to pull some layers off of her so that, you know, she feels more like the other characters. And she really does feel like family, because right now she just feels like an outlier with Kevin's babies.
And can I just make a side note? I mentioned to them, I noticed this on other medical shows with women having babies. I'm sorry, I don't care if it's COVID. If I can't breathe because I'm giving birth, I'm pushing a baby out of my body, I will not have a mask on my face. Now, haters, I wear a mask. We're not doing it right now.
We have windows open.
We have windows open. We're good.
Here's my mask.
Yes, I wear a mask. I wear a mask, but I'm just saying, if I'm exercising, if I'm pushing two 6-pound babies out of my body, I need air.
Or at least an oxygen mask.
Yes, so I'm
I
thinking
can breathe.
the writers on all these shows either haven't had babies or they had really easy births or something like that. Because no mask when you're trying to breathe through a baby's birth. That's my side.
And let me scoop back real quick. One thing I did want to mention about young Kevin and Jack. You know, they're sitting at the bar. First of all, if he's throwing up, if Rebecca was there, there's no way they're going downstairs and eating a steak and fries after he's got an upset stomach, whether it's for nerves or whatever it is. Rebecca's not giving him a steak. So that was truly a father-son thing, which I appreciate because there was no mothering in it. But then I liked the conversation about being stupid versus special. You know, he felt like the only thing that made him special was football. Everybody else has something else. I don't know, this notion that you have to be special, you have to have something extra about you that makes you special. I think we have to get rid of that, or because everybody's special, not in the Incredibles way that they talked about it in there, where everybody's special, which means nobody's special. I think God made us individual. We already have our own worth. We already have what makes us unique. We don't have to try to contrive something in order to feel that way. And I'm not saying that because I've come to this conclusion way back. This is a new revelation for me even. But I think when we try to push this notion of specialness on our kids and then that goes away, then who am I?
Right.
And so I think we have to nurture the whole self, the whole person, and realize that those 3 kids couldn't be any more unique from each other. They're all special in their uniqueness. They're special to me. You don't have to be special to anybody else. You're special to the people that love you.
Right.
So it doesn't matter if nobody else thinks that you're special. You're special to the people that love you. And
Preach
so
it, sister.
I'm preaching. I pass around the basket. In a minute.
Preach it. I agree.
But that's pretty much all I had about this episode. I am looking forward to seeing how Kevin gets to the babies.
Yes.
I'm looking for, I think they talked really quickly about the fact that Kate and Toby are having a baby too.
Yeah.
I mean,
we
that
didn't
just
hear
popped up.
anything about that.
Yeah,
right?
all of a sudden, you meet the girl and then now all of a sudden she's about to give birth. She's being induced, which is horrible, by the way. Don't be induced. And so, you know,
C-sections aren't good either.
all these new Pearsons are coming on the scene, which I think is fabulous.
Yeah.
And we'll see next week.
Next
Okay.
week.
Have a great week.
Oh, and happy Love Day.
Happy Valentine's.
Yes. Everybody Love Day.
Oh wait, what's the little Korean one? There.
Is that what? Oh, is that a
No,
heart?
all the K-pop groups, you know, and on the K-dramas.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like,
Okay, we're
hearts.
saying-
I love you.
I love you.
I don't think I'm doing it right. I need
Somebody
training.
Stop.
Bye.